Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? What's going on, man? Hope y'all doing well this Sunday morning. It's September 27th, the day after the big showdown with the Charlo brothers, man. The Charlo brothers put on a great performance last night. I hope y'all really enjoyed the fight. Shout out to the PBC for putting on such an amazing card, an amazing pay-per-view card. PBC and Showtime, a great broadcast. The commentators was doing their thing, you know, and keeping, you know, calling everything how it's supposed to be called. And great card, man. I'm talking about from the top to the bottom. You had knockouts and stoppages all through the card, and you had some battles to, you know, through 12 rounds, war of attrition, toughness, skill for skill, will for will, determination. I feel like you, as a boxing fan, whether you hardcore or casual, you saw everything you could have possibly wanted to see on this card. The Charlo twins came out and did exactly what they were supposed to do. And there was a lot of people picking against the Charlos. You can go all through the comments, you know, on each prediction video, or somebody could just be, you know, casually analyzing the fight. And all you see is, you know, one of the Charlos gonna lose. Motherfuckers really couldn't tell me who was gonna lose or why the Charlo why Jamel or Jamal was gonna lose. All I kept seeing was one of the Charlo brothers gonna lose. One of them gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just talking and not really giving you no type of, you know, educated or logical reasoning behind why they saying what they saying. It's just one of the Charlos gonna lose. So I'm like, okay. And then there was some people that was actually like giving a breakdown on why they felt like Charlos was gonna lose. And that, I respected those predictions and those picks, because you gave me something that I can, you know, pick apart and be like, okay, I see why you say this, or I see why you feel like this. You know what I'm saying? You actually being logical about it, and you not just hating, you know what I'm saying, just for the sake of hating, like a lot of motherfuckers was doing. You dig what I'm saying? So I know there's a lot of sour people right now eating crow. A lot of sour people. There's a lot of people that's probably ain't gonna make no YouTube videos for a few days. You know what I'm saying? And if they are making YouTube videos, either they eating crow like you should, you know what I'm saying, or they getting on this bitch making excuses, talking about the fights was fixed and all this bullshit. Like, come on, bruh. I don't want to hear no more excuses after what these Charlo brothers just pulled off. I don't want to hear no more excuses. You know what I'm saying? They deserve 100% respect. I know it's a lot of you sour motherfuckers out there. So I had to get that out there, you know what I'm saying, just to, you know, let it be known that I see y'all. I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? So come out and keep that same energy. Let's talk about Jamal Charlo and Deverenchenko first. Sergey Deverenchenko is a tough some of my bitch. That motherfucker tough. He could take a beating. You know what I'm saying? His chin stood the test versus a powerful Charlo. You know, he got hurt a few times in the fight, but he tough. He tough. Got his eyes busted up. Motherfucker damn near couldn't see. It looked like to me he couldn't see, because his eyes was fucked up, both of them. You know what I'm saying? But I love the game plan that Deverenchenko and what's his trainer name? Rozier, Andre Rozier. I believe that's who he had training him. I love the game plan that he had. You know, I knew it was gonna be tough for him to get on the inside and try to, you know, get underneath Charlo's jab and get on the inside and work, because, you know, of course he had the shorter reach. He was the shorter fighter, so he was gonna have to do most of his work on the inside. And for the most part, Jamal was able to keep him at bay with the jab and set him up with power shots off of the jab. But then at times where Deverenchenko was putting so much pressure on Jamal, and Jamal would kind of neglect the jab a little bit. And, you know, because of the pressure, I mean, it's like, I understand, like, as from the outside looking in, you like, keep popping that jab, keep popping that jab, keep popping that jab. But when a motherfucker putting constant pressure on you like that, it's like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, physically, it's very physically demanding. And Deverenchenko put the pressure on him, and he was able to get in on the inside and do some work. He was going to the body. He hit Charlo with some really good body shots. You know what I'm saying? Really good body shots. He caught him, you know, he hit him up top with some good shots as well. This was the best game plan that Derevyanchenko could have had. I mean, they had the perfect game plan. It just wasn't enough. Derevyanchenko, to me, in this fight, was hungrier and tougher than he's been in any other fight versus Danny Jacobs or versus Triple G. With this being his third title fight, he lost the first two very close fights. Even the last one versus Triple G, a lot of people felt like he got robbed. He felt like he got robbed. So I feel like he knew coming into this fight versus Jermall Charlo that it was going to be his last opportunity probably ever to fight for a title. So I feel like Jermall Charlo got a hungrier, a tougher, a more prepared Sergey Derevyanchenko than any other fighter. This was Sergey Derevyanchenko at his complete best, and Jermall still was able to overcome that. Jermall came out using the jab. The first round, it seemed like he was, very patient, using the jab, keeping him on the outside. Second round, he got a little bit more aggressive, started to land some big power shots, and he was putting some shit on Derevyanchenko. You know what I'm saying? He was getting hit with a few shots, but for the most part, defense was good. Defense was money. You know, he stayed out of the way of a lot of big shots that, that if they would have landed, probably could have done some damage. And then, like I said, one of the most underrated things about both Charlo twins is the motherfucking chin. I'm talking about these guys. You can't teach chin. Either you got it or you don't. These guys can take some punches, man. These guys, like Jermall, got hit with some shit. Flush. Still walking forward. You know what I'm saying? Eating them hoes up like scuba snacks. Eating them bitches up. You know what I'm saying? Walking forward. Still coming forward with an aggressive offensive onslaught. Power, speed, timing, punch placement. Very disciplined. Still had his wherewithal after taking some heavy shots. That showed me that, he got an elite chin. I already knew that, but that proved it. That proved it versus that caliber of an opponent. And I told you, that to me, that was Derevyanchenko at his complete best. So third round, Jermall Charlo, he come out, he get back to popping a jab. And in between the third and I would say the seventh and eighth round, between the third and the seventh and the eighth round, it was a battle. It was a battle. Those guys was going back and forth. But I just felt like each round, Jermall Charlo was the ring general. He controlled the pace of the fight. Even though Derevyanchenko was pushing the action, Jermall controlled the pace with his jab. He controlled the ring. He was the ring general. There was some swing rounds where Derevyanchenko put in some work early on in the round, but Jermall came back on the second half and landed some big shit because Jermall was landing the more cleaner, more effective, more powerful punches, and Derevyanchenko was doing, some work on the inside. And I feel like Jermall was blocking a lot of those shots that Derevyanchenko was throwing. He was blocking a lot of those shots. The judges recognized that, man, this guy, Charlo, he's boxing beautifully. He getting in and getting out when he need to. He keeping that jab out there. He throwing the right punches at the right time. Shout out to Ronnie Shields, man. Ronnie Shields is a hell of a trainer. Ronnie Shields is a hell of a coach. Go back and listen to what he told him before the 12th round. He said, look, you the better man. You the better man. Just stay calm, stay patient. You got it. You've been boxing beautifully this whole fight. Now go out there and get him. You the better man. You the better man. You dig what I'm saying? He told Jermall Charlo everything he needed to hear. And you can look at Jermall, he's sitting down, he listening, he's smiling. He like, yeah, you feel me? Like, I got this. We finna go out here. I'm finna close the show. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and put up a great 12th round. Derevyanchenko was trying to, he was in there trying to take his head out because he knew he needed to get a knockout. But Jermall, he stood his ground. He didn't do no running in the 12th round. He stood his ground. He went in that bitch and fought. You know what I'm saying? He went in that bitch and fought. So that was a great fight. So far, that's fight of the year so far. What fight y'all seen in 2020 that was better than that? So far. That's fight of the year. That's fight of the year. Come on, man. Great fight. Great fight. Beautiful performance by Jamal Charlo, man. Passed the test. Everybody saying, oh, he ain't never fought nobody on this level, which is true. You know what I'm saying? But people saying, look, he not ready for Danny Jacobs or Triple G. Canelo. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Bring them on, man. I want to see Jamal Charlo get in there with Chris Eubank Jr. next. I think that'll be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? A good battle for him. Good competition. Keep him sharp. And then after that, maybe he can get a Triple G fight. That'll be nice if Triple G don't continue to duck him. You know what I'm saying? If Canelo come back down to 160 and, if he don't avoid Jamal Charlo, I would like to see him, Canelo and Charlo after Charlo take care of Chris Eubank Jr. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if he can't get one of them two, let's get Demetrius Andrade in there. It's some great fights to be made at middleweight, and Jamal Charlo made a statement with that performance last night. Made a statement. He showed you everything you needed to see. Can he take a punch from an elite middleweight? Yes. Can he impose his style and his skill set and control a fight versus an elite middleweight? Yes. Can he rise to the occasion under the lights on pay-per-view? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Can he fight? Can he fight in the trenches with an elite middleweight? Yes. You know what I'm saying? What's the power like? Is his power effective on this level? Yes. You know what I'm saying? He passed all the tests with flying colors. You know what I'm saying? The mental fortitude test. Can you stand up to this pressure? The constant pressure, that was mentally and physically demanding that Derenchenko was putting on Charlo all night. Can you withstand that, overcome, and shine throughout that? Yes. Jamal Charlo passed every single possible test that you would have wanted to see. You dig what I'm saying? Let's talk about Jamal Charlo and Jason Rosario. Now, and also, like I said, I picked unanimous decision for Jamal Charlo over Derenchenko. I thought it looked like he might have was about to get a stoppage because he hurt Derenchenko multiple times in the fight. But then, like I said, Derenchenko, tough as a motherfucker, turned out to be a UD like I originally predicted. Now, Jamal Charlo, this fight was a stoppage. 8th round, I said 9th round, but I said between 7 and 9. You feel me? But it happened in the 8th round. And the game plan was a little different than what I expected from Jamal Charlo. Now, I said in my breakdown, I said, Jamal Charlo, the reason I'm picking him over Rosario, I know what Jamal Charlo gonna bring to the table in the late rounds, getting, past the 7 and getting closer to the championship round. I know he got more tools than Rosario. We know Rosario's big, strong, can punch, can counter punch, can walk you down, got nice little combinations. You feel me? I knew that Rosario was gonna put pressure on Jamal. I knew he was gonna come forward. And compared to Jamal Charlo, he's very limited when you talk about the tools that each fighter has. Jamal Charlo, I told y'all, he can box on the back foot. If the jab was key. The jab was key. He can box off the back foot. He can move when he needs to move, and he can set traps. And he can counterpunch going backwards. I told y'all he can do this. I expected Jamal Charlo to go in there and meet Rosario in the middle of the ring and just beat him to the punch all night and try to, I would say, more so physically break him down. But what Jamal did, and this shout out to Derrick James, man. Derrick James, 2 unified champions. Like, bro, the only coach in boxing right now with 2 unified champions in his stable. Derrick James is a hell of a coach, man. Shout out to Derrick James. They had a great game plan for this fight versus Rosario. Jamal came out there and boxed. He simply boxed. And look how calm and composed Jamel was. He came out popping the jab, being patient. He broke him down with the punch placement and the accuracy, and he let Rosario get his shit off and took him a little later in the fight, because most of Rosario knockouts come inside of 5 rounds. So I told y'all, this man ain't experienced on this level going deep into fights. He just not. He haven't been on this level versus this type of competition in a fight of this magnitude, and he ain't been late in fights like that. So it was smart as fuck, instead of Jamel doing what I thought he was gonna do, meet him in the middle of the ring and just slug with him and try to, beat him to the punch, ambush him, beat him to the punch, and then, try to get him up out of there. It was because I told y'all Rosario was gonna have a small window to knock out Jermell Charlo. This wasn't gonna be no type of situation where Rosario was gonna outbox Jermell Charlo. That shit wasn't happening. His goal was to knock out Jermell Charlo, and in my opinion, he had a 4-round window from round 1 to round 4. That was his window. After that, he wasn't gonna do shit with Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, great game plan from Derrick James, because they came out and they boxed him. They like, look, let's take this dude a little deeper into the fight and see what he got. And Jamel boxed beautifully, setting traps with the power. 1, 2, boop, boop. You know what I'm saying? And he was jabbed. The jab was on point. Stiff jab. The jab, the left hook, on point. On point. Rosario really didn't have anything else but to come forward and try to get on the inside, and try to rough Jamel up. But Jamel was hitting him with the lateral movement, the angles, the shit that y'all said he can't do. You say he just a basic kung fu fighter. Okay. Same shit y'all said about Earl Spence. Okay. Y'all motherfuckers don't watch boxing though. Y'all don't watch boxing though. But look, you know what I'm saying? Jamel setting him up, jab, left hook. And I kept telling my partners, I'm like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? Look, Jamel got to use that jab to the body. He keep going up top with that bitch. The jab up top, it was very accurate and very effective at keeping Rosario at bay and being able to set everything up off that jab. But I needed Jamel to go to the body with the jab, because every time he would do that, of course, Rosario hands is up. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why he not going to the body with the jab? It's right there. Mix that shit up, because you can control the whole, you can outbox this dude easy. You doing it. You know what I'm saying? And you landing powerful shit. Knocked him down 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Knocked him down in the first round. Motherfuckers want to call that a slip. Nah, that was a knockdown. You feel me? He hit him on the top, he grazed him on the top of the head with a left hook. The same shot that Gallimore dropped him with. You know what I'm saying? Left hook over the temple. Boom. Yeah, he was a little out balanced, but that shit hurt him. Then he knocked him down again in the 6th. Had his leg. He had the Bambi legs. You know what I'm saying? He had the fresh Bambi legs. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker Durr just born and shit. You feel me? Motherfucker just learning how to walk. He was hurt. Jamel punished him all night. But like I was saying with the jab, I'm like, why you not throwing that bitch to the body? But once in the 8th round, when he went up, boom. And then he went down and gave him a stiff jab in the right spot. See, power different. Power different. Sometimes you could just touch a guy in the right spot and they gonna feel that shit. He knocked all the air out of Rosario. Knocked all the air out of him. Dude couldn't even breathe. Dude on the ground gasping for air. So it popped in my mind. I'm like, he been setting that shit up the whole time. He been setting that shit up the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Kept popping him, blinding him with the jab. Blinding. The one time he go down to the bottom, boom! Fucked him up. Rosario got punished. He got punished. Jamel really could have done some real damage on him if that fight would have continued. And Rosario knew that, like, okay, I done been knocked down 2 times. This dude power real. I can't get on the inside without taking no punishment. Every time I take a chance to get on the inside, he making me pay. You know what I'm saying? Then you get hit with that shot to the stomach, all your air gone. It's like, you can't, motherfucker couldn't even breathe. Like, dog, Jermell Charlo rises to the occasion. Like, I don't understand how people Like, if you're not a fan of his fight style, cool. But how can you not respect Jermell Charlo? How can you not respect a guy that don't duck no smoke, that's gonna rise to the occasion every time? You dig what I'm saying? That got power in both hands, can box, can brawl. You know, he listened to his coach. Very disciplined fighter, always in shape. You know, always he dangerous in the beginning of the fight and at the end of the fight because he always superbly conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Mentally strong. Got all the heart, got the chin. Jermell Charlo is a complete fighter. Like, how you can't be a fan of that, bro? And if you're not a fan, how you can't respect that? I know why, because you motherfuckers be hating. This shit ain't got nothing to do with boxing. You just hate. Period. It don't matter what the Charlo twins do. You never gonna like the Charlo twins, and that's cool. But you gotta respect them. And even if you don't admit that you respect, I know you respect them. I know you respect them. I know you respect them. You know what I'm saying? You can front all you. I know you respect them now. I know you respect them. You ain't got no choice. Jermell Charlo, unified champion. WBC, IBF, WBA, and the Ring TV champion, the lineal champion. Like, bruh, come on, man. Come on, bruh. That's damn near undisputed. Now we need to see old boy, Teixeira. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever went out of him and what's the old boy named Castanos. You know? Whoever gonna end up with that WBO belt, they need to make a fight ASAP with Jermell Charlo. We need to see 100% undisputed at 154. Jermell Charlo is a top 10 pound for pound fighter. Triple G need to get his ass up out of there. Triple G is not no pound for pound fighter right now. He not no pound for pound. Get his ass up out of there. You need to put Jermell in there for sure, and Jamal might need to slide up in that bitch. You might need to slide Jamal in there. Jermell need to be top 7 pound for pound. And you might need to slide Jamal in there, you know what I'm saying, at 9 or 10. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I don't want to hear no more bullshit, man. I don't want to hear no more bullshit, man. Great performances by both twins. Great show. Great pay-per-view card. I'm so happy how this shit turned out. I mean, this shit, I feel like the statement that these guys needed to make with these two fights, they made the statement, bro. They passed every test. Anything that you would have wanted to see from the Charlos, you saw that. You saw that. And from here, shit, it's just, you know, it's only up from here. Now you got to continue to handle business, which I know they will. Them boys, even though they champion, they been champion for a while, and they used to winning, man, them boys fight like they ain't never had shit. Them boys fight like ain't nobody giving them a chance to win. They fight like, you know what I'm saying, like shit, if I don't win this fight, my kids ain't gonna eat. If I don't win this fight, I can't go back home. Them boys hungry. And that's what's gonna keep them on top. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. How did y'all feel? How did y'all break down the fight, man? You know what I'm saying? And who do y'all want to see Jermell Charlo fight next? Who do y'all want to see Jermell Charlo fight next? Contender Regime, boxing, I'll holler at y'all boys, man.